and welcome. My name is Macy Morris, and I have moved to New York during the middle of a pandemic. No job, nothing lined up, no one I know here. Seemed like a good decision at the time. And so far, I've been here 1 week. It's going pretty okay. So I ended up about a month ago saying, Macy, you're not really doing anything. Why not move to New York? And then the other side of me said, well, you're in the middle of a pandemic and it's a lot of money and you don't have a job. But Macy, I have a degree that I can use and thrive. But you don't have a job. But New York. But money. That's the story of how I came to New York. With no job and no money. But here we are. I'm stoked about it. I just moved into my apartment last week, and so I've been here for 1 week. I will not give you an apartment tour yet because it's still a wreck. I'm still putting everything together. I just put my bed together as of today. And I'm no longer sleeping on an air mattress as I was to start off with. But right now, things are going pretty well. Just biding my time until I get a job, just applying over and over again to wherever that will hire me. In the meantime, I just walk everywhere. I mean, I've taken the metro, I think twice, and other than that, I'm just walking everywhere. And Central Park's like a 30-minute walk from me, maybe less. So it was really nice to go to Central Park and just people watch and feed squirrels. I got bit by a squirrel. Story for another time, perhaps. But as of right now, I said, Macy, you're unemployed. You're not doing anything. Why not start a YouTube channel? And so here I am, filming you from the inside of one of my closets to get the best angle possible. I think the best part is that my walls are super thin here, and so my neighbors probably hear me filming a video right now, but it's cool. There's no problem with that. So let's go over what I've done since I've been here, shall we? Saturday, I moved into my apartment. It was a glorious day. I got here, we moved in, my door wouldn't unlock. It was very interesting. We spent 30 minutes trying to get into my apartment, which was only concerning because I had only ever seen my apartment over FaceTime because, you know, pandemic. So we get into the apartment and finally can bring my stuff in, which I don't have too much stuff because I brought one car full, one little Chevy Equinox full of supplies, and then I'll get the rest shipped to me. So we got everything in. Dad got a $95 parking ticket. Welcome to New York. Then we just walked around, went to a pub downtown, then walked around some more, ended up coming upon Central Park by just walking around, and Dad left, and then I was home alone. In New York. So this is technically the sequel. This is Home Alone 2. Lost in New York, baby. So the days go on and I'm here by myself alone, thinking, when will my husband come back from the war? But JK, because I'm a single gal living it up in New York City. But listen, I work fast, okay? My Tinder game is strong. We on that Tinder game, all right? So, first night here, we swiping, all right? And I actually ended up going on a date my first week here, and we have now been on 2 dates, and liking men is gross, but I do it anyway. We went to Bryant Park, which was beautiful, and both of us agreed not to ice skate because we're horrid, and I have this really irrational fear of
falling with my fingers out and someone behind me skating over my finger, and that's just really tragic, so
yeah. But we went to Bryant Park, which was super nice, and I've just done a lot of walking around. At this point, I probably walk between 3 and 5 miles a day, if not more, depending, and I would say that's pretty average, unless you're really just taking Ubers or metros everywhere. But if you're living in New York, I would really suggest like walking in metros. Ubers are ridiculous, like ridiculously expensive. So I really only take Ubers when I really need to. I've visited New York lots of times and I always took Ubers, and that's why my bill would like skyrocket. Not to mention the food. You go out to eat, expect to spend money, okay? I really, now that I'm living in New York, I'm really trying to be conscious of my money spending, because we're trying to be a frugal gal because I'm unemployed. So it's been an interesting journey learning how to be more frugal, you know, and I've been making a little diary of what I've spent that day and trying to see how I can change and decrease on costs so that way I can continue to live in New York. But my friend actually came up for Thanksgiving, and that's the one time that I've really spent like the whole week that I've been here. We went out to different restaurants, which was just a really good experience. The food here, the restaurants you go to are going to be a little bit more expensive unless you know the places to go, which I haven't found out the places to go yet. So the food here is a little bit more expensive, but it's so good. Like not one restaurant has disappointed yet, and I think that you'll find that out. But also, highly suggest just getting water instead of anything else. I paid $4 for a Coke. $4. One Coke. I'm just a humble gal from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, where we have bring your own tractor to school days. So $4 for a Coke. No thanks. But yeah, so we went to different restaurants. We walked around a lot, went to Central Park, got bit by a squirrel, and just did a lot of people watching, which I think the coolest thing about being in New York is all the interesting people that you meet. There's so many different cultures. Walking down the street, you just hear a bunch of different languages, and it's just so fascinating that it really is this big melting pot of a place. One of my favorite places I've been to so far is probably the Horny Ram, and just because like it's called the Horny Ram, how can you not love that? And with your bill, they give you these little postcards that say, can you, I don't know if that's what YouTubers do, right? Like hold their, anyway, it says size matters, and it's fabulous, and the people there are A+. Highly suggest that. I think it's on like 3rd and 50th or 2nd and 50th Street, so go for it. And so it's just a really good time. I think when you come here as a tourist. You just want to see everything that you can see. So you go to the basic places, like you go to Times Square, you go to Central Park, that kind of thing. Now that I live here, it's nice just to walk wherever I want each day and try to just find new places. There's a coffee shop that I love, and I wish I had a video of it. I might show it in one of my other future videos because I know I'll be there more often, but it's just filled with plants and foliage, and it's just beautiful, and I love it so much. I think one of the most touristy things that we did was walking down near where Central Park is, and we went into a couple of the shops there. Like we went to Dolce & Gabbana, which, going into those like super expensive shops like Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, Armani, they're very intimidating. Like you go in there, and I'm poor. Like, let's face it, I'm in New York City, I'm unemployed, I don't have money, okay? I don't have money. Like, I get 90% of my clothes from Goodwill and the thrift store, and I try to pull it off as high fashion, but it doesn't really come off that way. And you just feel a little bit judged because you just want to look at the nice things, but you come in and there's like a bunch of people like in suits posted up, you know? Can I help you find anything? You know, like I just feel like they're judging me, like they know that I'm poor, they know that I'm not gonna buy anything, and if anything, like because they walk, like you'll walk into the other room and they kind of like follow you, and like you know in your mind that they follow you just in case you have any questions, but then you also just know that they're like, this bitch better not steal anything, you know? Like you just feel like a criminal being watched. So that's why I don't really like going into like stores like that. Now I guess to kind of do a quick overview, which I'll probably do a whole other video about this, and let me know in the comments like if you really want to hear like how I moved to New York, how I'm budgeting, how, you know, my budget has changed since moving here, how my lifestyle's kind of changed since moving here. Like I said, I've only been here a week, but the differences have been incredible so far, and everything's been a really positive experience. But I've just been trying to budget and be very mindful of my money, and I really think that it's very possible to move to New York. If not on your own, you can move with roommates and everything, and it's very, very possible. But yeah, overall, it's just been a fantastic experience. I really can't complain. Good times. This is just my first video, kind of an overview of things that I've done this week. Let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you want to know about New York, know about my move to New York, or my experiences in New York. Let me know recommendations for, you know, restaurants or little hole-in-the-wall places. I think that's what I'm most excited about, is obviously not going to chain places that I already know, but finding like little hole-in-the-wall places. So leave some comments, let me know about that, and subscribe, like, share with others, follow my journey, because I'll be here.